If you but utter half a no, both of you will die on the spot." Putting down his cloth wrap, Pilgrim said, "Officers, don't make a clamor. There is some travel money, not much, in this wrap, about 20 shoes of gold and perhaps 30 ingots of polished silver. I haven't made a count of the small change. If you want it, take the wrap, too, but please don't hit my master. As an ancient book says, virtue is fundamental. Riches are accidental. What you want is really the most peripheral thing. We are those who have left the family, and there will be other places for us to beg. When we run into some aged person who wishes to feed and supply the monks, we will have allowances and we will have clothing. How much can we use or spend? I just hope that you will release my master, and I'll offer you everything." When those bandits heard these words, they were most pleased, all saying, "That old monk is so stingy, but this young one is quite generous." One of the chiefs gave this command, "Release him." When that elder got his life again, he leapt on the horse. Without another thought for Pilgrim, he took whip in hand and headed straight back on the road from which he came. "You are going the wrong way," shouted Pilgrim hurriedly. Picking up his wrap, he gave chase at once, only to be barred by the bandits. "Where do you think you are going?" said the bandit leader. "Put your money down, before I start the torture." "As I was saying," chuckled Pilgrim, "the travel money ought to be divided into 3 portions. This young priest," said a bandit chief, "is pretty cagey. Now he wants to keep a little for himself after his master's gone. All right. Take it out first and let's have a look. If there's enough, we'll let you have a tiny bit so that you can buy some goodies to eat when you are by yourself." "Oh, dear elder brother," said Pilgrim, "that's not what I meant. You think I really have travel money. What I meant was, that gold and silver you robbed from other people you must divide with me." When the thief heard this, he became enraged. "This monk doesn't know what's good for him," he hollered. "You are not willing to give me anything, and you ask me instead for something. Bah! Watch the beating." He raised up his knotty staff and gave the bald head of Pilgrim 7 or 8 blows, but Pilgrim behaved as if nothing whatever had happened. "Dear elder brother," he said, full of smiles, "if that's how you hit people, you can hit me until next spring and I won't consider you doing it for real." Horrified, the bandit said, "This monk has quite a hard head." "Hardly. Hardly," said Pilgrim, chuckling. "You praise me too much. It's just passable." Without permitting further discussion, 2 more of the bandits joined their leader and started to shower blows on Pilgrim. "Please calm your anger, all of you," said Pilgrim. "Let me take out something. Dear great sage." He gave his ear a rub and brought out a tiny embroidery needle. "Sirs," he said, "I'm someone who has left the family, and I haven't any travel money with me. I have only this needle, which I'll be glad to give to you." "What rotten luck," said the bandit. "We released a wealthy priest and we have caught instead this poor, bald ass. You must be quite good at tailoring, I suppose. What do I need a needle for?" When Pilgrim heard that he did not want the needle, he waved it once in his hand, and it changed immediately into a rod with the thickness of a rice bowl. Growing fearful, the bandit said, "Though this monk appears to be young, he knows magic." Sticking the rod into the ground, Pilgrim said to them, "If any of you can pick it up, it's yours." The 2 bandit chiefs at once went forward to try to grab it, but alas, it was as if dragonflies were attempting to shake a stone pillar. They could not even budge it half a whit. This rod, you see, happened to be the compliant golden hooped rod, which tipped the scale in heaven at 13,500 pounds. How could those bandits have knowledge of this? The great sage walked forward and picked up the rod with no effort at all. Assuming the style of the python rearing its body, he pointed at the bandits and said, "Your luck's running out, for you have met Old Monkey." One of the bandit chiefs approached him and gave him another 50 or 60 blows. "Your hands must be getting tired," chuckled Pilgrim. Let Old Monkey give you one stroke of the rod. I won't do it for real either. Look at him. One wave of the rod and it grew to about 70 feet, its circumference almost as big as a well. He banged it on the bandit, and he at once fell to the ground, his lips hugging the earth. He could not make another sound. The other bandit chiefs shouted, "This Baldy is so audacious. He has no travel money, but he has killed one of us instead. Don't fret. Don't fret," said Pilgrim, laughing. "I'll hit every one of you, just to make sure that all of you will be wiped out." With another bang, he beat to death the other bandit chief. Those small thieves were so terrified that they abandoned their weapons and fled for their lives in all directions. We tell you now about that Tang monk, who rode toward the east and was caught by 8 Rules and Sha monk. "Master," they said, "where are you going? You are heading in the wrong direction." The elder pulled in his reins, saying, "Oh, disciples, go quickly and tell your elder brother to be merciful with his rod. Tell him not to kill all those bandits." "Master, stay here," said 8 Rules. "And let me go." Idiot ran all the way back to the spot, shouting, "Elder brother, master tells you not to hit people." "Brother," said Pilgrim, "since when have I hit any people? Where did those bandits go?" asked 8 Rules. Pilgrim replied, "All of them have scattered, but there are 2 of them sleeping here." "Plague on you too," said 8 Rules with a laugh. "You must have been up all night, if you can take hardship like this. Why not go elsewhere? Of all places, you have to sleep here." Idiot walked up to them and took a closer look. "They are just like me," he said. "Sleeping soundly with their mouths open, they are drooling just a little. One stroke of Old Monkey's rod," said Pilgrim, "has brought out their bin curd." "How could there be bin curd in people's heads?" asked 8 Rules. Pilgrim replied, "I beat their brains out." On hearing this, 8 Rules ran back hurriedly to say to the Tang monk, "They have disbanded." "My goodness! My goodness!" said Tripitaka. "Which road did they take?" 8 Rules said, "They have been beaten until their legs are stiff and straight." "You think they can walk somewhere? Why, then, did you say that they have disbanded?" asked Tripitaka. "They have been beaten to death," said 8 Rules. "Isn't that disbanding? How do they look now?" asked Tripitaka again, and 8 Rules said, "2 gaping holes in their heads." "Untie the wrap," said Tripitaka, "and take out a few pennies. Go somewhere quickly and see if you can buy 2 tapes with ointment to tape them up." "You aren't serious," said 8 Rules, laughing. "Ointment can be taped on living people for their sores or boils. How could you cure the gaping holes of dead men? Are they really beaten to death?" asked Tripitaka, and he became terribly upset, so much so that he began to berate Pilgrim under his breath, calling him wretched ape and miserable simian, as he turned around the horse. Soon, he and his 2 disciples arrived at the spot where they found 2 bloody corpses lying beneath the mountain slope. Unable to bear the sight, the elder at once commanded 8 Rules. "Use your muckrake quickly and dig a hole to bury them. I'll recite for them a scroll of scripture for the dead." "You've asked the wrong man, master," said 8 Rules. "It was Pilgrim who killed these people, and he should be asked to bury them. Why do you make Old Hog the grave digger?" Pilgrim, however, was irritated by his master's castigations, and therefore he shouted at 8 Rules, "You lazy coolie! Bury them quickly. A little tardiness and you, too, will get the rod." Horrified, Idiot began digging at once beneath the slope. After the hole had reached a depth of about 3 feet, rocks and boulders in the ground resisted the rake. Abandoning his tool, our idiot resorted to his snout to remove the rocks. When he hit the soft element again, one shove of his snout took away about 2.5 feet of dirt, and 2 shoves created a hole of about 5 feet. Thus the 2 bandits were buried and a mound was raised. Wukong, Tripitaka called out. Bring me some incense and candles, so that I may say a prayer and recite the scriptures. What silliness, said Pilgrim, pouting. Halfway up this mountain, when there is no village in front and no store behind us, where can I ask for incense and candles? There's no place for us to buy some even if we have the money. Move aside, apehead, said Tripitaka spitefully. Let me pinch some dirt to use as incense and then I'll pray. And so, Tripitaka left the saddle to mourn at a rustic grave. The sage monk in kindness prayed to a lonely mound. This was his supplication. I bow to you, noble ones. Listen to all my reasons. Have regard for this student. From the east, a Tang person, the Emperor Taizong, by his own decree, to fetch scripture texts from the west, sent me. I came to this very place, and met you all face to face. Natives of some prefecture or some district, who have formed a gang on this hilly place. With good words and kind, I begged you earnestly. But you wouldn't change your mind, and instead grew so angry. When you met up with Pilgrim, 2 of you fell by his rod. I pity greatly your corpses exposed, and I cover you with moundfuls of sod. I break bamboo for candles, though lightless, they mean well. I take stones for offerings, though tasteless, truth they tell. If you should protest at the hall of darkness, and dig up the past, remember that his name is Sun, and my name is Chen. A wrong has its wrongdoer, and a debt its creditor. Please don't accuse this scripture seeker. Master, said 8 Rules, chuckling. You have neatly passed the buck. But when he hit these people, we weren't around either.